Okay everybody, welcome back to the channel. Harriet's on the getting strapped down on the dyno right now. I'm going to ask everybody a big favor. Please subscribe. I've worked real hard on this thing for over a year now, got a lot of people to thank, and I'll do that tomorrow on another video. Please subscribe for me. I need your help. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and that'll help me out a big time on getting this thing started out. We're fixing to find out what kind of number she's going to make, and whatever it is, I'm going to be tickled to death. But they're strapping her down right now on the dyno, and I'm just out of breath. I'm so excited to find out what it's going to do. Whew. And we're going to finally find out, after all this work and all the people that's helped me. Those of you that have subscribed, I love you guys. It's made a difference, but I'm really trying to get to 1,000. They're together. They got the front end strapped down now. They're over discussing and fixing to fire up and make some pulls. Z, my tuner that is in Texas, he does all the tuning for, shoot, probably millions of people. Works out of Bailey's Performance. Bailey's actually built the motor that's in this car that was bought at Coparts over a year ago. And I picked her up, and we've made several changes, and in a few minutes here we're going to find out what she's going to do. Getting her strapped down now. Got a big screen up there on the wall. I think we got another one over here. That sun's kind of glaring. I'm sorry about that. When he starts making the pull, we'll come over here and watch it on this screen. Yeah. There's Big E. That's my man. He's garage out of Green Cove Springs. He's the one that did all the work for me. Gotta make a shout out to Down South Power, Brandon Avila. He's done so much for me on this car. Big help. He actually gave me parts off of his wrecked Hellcat that he wrecked out in Gainesville. It just made me sick to see his car all wadded up, but he's taking that motor out and putting it in his Charger. Him and E are big friends. They've known each other forever before they either one got a shop. And D helped me with the supercharger and all the work on this part of it. But Brandon has a nice shop there. He does all kind of work out of Down South Power, and they work together. They kick around a lot of stuff. They race together. And he done the work all with the blower and the fuel system and the chiller. And Brandon helped me get the thing straightened out when I first got it. I mean, it was a mess when I first got the car, when I bought it from the dealer down there that buys them from Coparts. It had lights on the dash. It was just a total mess. And Brandon took the time to help me get all that mess straightened out. Put parts off of his wrecked car, pull stuff out of his seat. I mean, he was just a tremendous help. He does all kind of work out of his shop down there at Down South Power in Jacksonville, Florida. Without these two guys, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. Like I said, they are just great friends, and they swap all kind of information back and forth. If you ever need any kind of stuff, go see Brandon, Down South Power, and Ease at Ease Garage in Green Cove Springs. I'm just sitting here dying. I can't wait. Help me out, guys. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. I've got a old project at the house I'm going to show you on the next video that started 14 years ago before I started running into all kind of medical problems. I went through 4 major operations on my knees, ended up getting both of them replaced, and then I started having problems with my hands. I couldn't even use my hands to work on cars, and I had one operation on one of my hands, and this winter I'm going to try to get the other one fixed. Hopefully I can do a little bit. I've done a little bit on this car took me a week to do probably a 4 hours work on this car, and it takes so much for me to do it. That's why I got these guys to help me out. All I can tell you, young guys, have all your fun while you're young, because it sucks getting old. I had a race car, I had an Aero that ran low 9 seconds in the quarter, and it was just too much of a handful for me to get out of a 5-layer suit and the heat and all that. And I sold it, and I bought a 71 Demon street car, and I traded the street car. Let me get my story straight, because I get confused sometimes. I sold the Demon, and with the money I had from the Demon, I went straight down to Miami and bought this car. And my goal is to make this car a low 9-second street car, so that I can drive it around during the week, and I can also take it and race it. And I want to try to get into the 9-second street class. There we go. As you notice, sometimes I forget some of my words on my videos, and you'll hear me pause, and it takes me a few seconds to remember what I'm supposed to say. I'm an old veteran, and I just forget some of this stuff. So they're getting the blowers hooked up right now. It won't be long before we're ready to make some pulls. Stay with me on this video, and you're going to see her run here. Got the big fan going, got the 2 little blowers. I turned on the chiller on the way, and I got her down to the air temp was like 39 degrees before I pulled in here. I'm sure he's going to fire her up and get it down. He's hopping in the car right now. I don't know how none of this works. I've never had a modern Hemi, so this is the first one that I've ever messed with. All this data, I finally learned the data lock. I went over and Brandon at Down South Power, and he taught me some of that stuff. Trying to remember it is just hard for me. I know the young guys pick it up, but it's terribly hard for me to remember all that crap. But I did learn how to data log thanks to Brandon. So you might hear some noise here in a minute. Gotta bear with me on this long video. I really didn't know when to start it. Like I said, I've never been to a dyno test, so I really don't know. They're doing something. We fixing to make noise, guys? In a minute? Get that chair out of our way. I didn't get your name. What was your name?
Owen.
Owen. Owen's here at the dyno testing shop. The shop's name's Effie's out here in Green Cove Springs, Florida. If y'all ever need some dyno testing or anything like that, I didn't even know they were out here, and I've lived here all my life. Nice shop. I scan around. They got all kind of stuff. Old Plymouth sitting over there. There's a horseless carriage. Whatever the heck. I've heard of them. They do all kind of work. Nice shop. Stuck way out here in the boonies in Green Cove. I like to come in and see nice clean shops. He's setting up the dyno, getting it ready to crank. He told me what kind of dyno it was, but I forgot. You're probably, when he cranks it up, you won't be able to hear me anymore. I don't know if we'll be able to do any more tuning because, like I told you, Z is out racing this week. They pre-tuned it on the road, got it as much as they can before it started overpowering the tires in 5th gear, 4th gear and 5th gear, and that's the way they usually do them. They set them up on the street and get it as close as they can, then they come put it on the dyno. So Z told him to put it up on the dyno and run it through, and you know, in 5th gear, and he'll take a look at the dyno tonight when he gets done racing and make some changes and load it in there again, and we'll probably come back and put it back on the dyno again. But this will give us a baseline, and we're looking for a mild tune. I don't want to blow my trans up. The trans is stock, so we're looking for 900s to 1,000, somewhere in that area. 950 to 1,050. He says the transmission can hold up for that until I can afford to upgrade the transmission. I'm going to upgrade the transmission converter so we can turn it up more. Like I said, I want to keep it at a 9.0 car. So around there at 950, that's more power than a Demon 170 makes right there. So that's capable of running low nines right there. So I'm going to get a few different pulley sizes, pulley sizes and belts. So I live in Florida, so I can adjust it to whatever the heat is and whatever time of year it is. We'll find out here in a few minutes what kind of power she's going to make with the tune we have in it now. So bear with me. I'm just hoping you guys will help me out and help me get to 1,000 subscribers so I can hopefully go live sometimes when I'm at the track. I want to do that and question and answers, and you have to get up to that high before they allow you to start going live and doing things like that. And I would like to talk to you guys live and be able to do that kind of stuff. You know, I'm willing to go over all my build and all the changes that I made and talk to you about it. I'm not one of those guys that's going to charge anybody anything for information, so you don't never have to worry about that. Some of these guys I see, they charge for information. That's not me. I'm willing to help you, you know, and talk to you about the complete build, everything I know. I found out through investigating, you know, what all they did to the motor. The motor's built by Bailey's. I know what's in the motor. I don't know the exact cam specs on it, but it has a cam. Has Carrillo rods and pistons. It's stock stroke. So it's the regular 6.2 with pistons, rods, small blower cam. I rebuilt the whole rear suspension with AAD parts. It's got cradle lockouts. It has HHP Demon springs, front and rear. Has the cradle, damn it, here goes my memory again. The rear end brace. What else did I do to it? I think that's about it on the rear. The car is beautiful inside and out. It was a stolen recovery car. All the interior was 2122, came out of a 2122 car. That threw us for loops when I first got it, because it was throwing every damn code that you could think of, and we couldn't figure that out. Brandon finally figured it out over at Down South Power. Me and him was pulled. I ain't got no hair, and I doubt if Brandon does now, because we tried everything trying to get those codes off. And we finally narrowed it down, replaced every damn thing we could replace, and he finally said, "Go get the harness out of my car." His car's a 16, just like mine. So we changed the damn harness out of his car and put it in one of my seats, and guess what? Cleared it up. Went and got the harness out of the driver's seat. No codes for the seat belts. Amazing. It's a journey you go on when you buy a Coparts car and you don't know what's going on. But we researched it and found the damn owner. I talked to Bailey's before I bought it, because there was a sticker on there that said Bailey's Performance. So I called them up, nicest people in the world. They said, "Yeah, that's one of our customers. That's one of our motors." All that parts was cool. There was no wrecks or nothing done to it. They just stole it, just ripped out all the interior. The motor and trans was perfect condition. The car didn't have but 50,000 miles on it, and the motor didn't even have that on it. I appreciate y'all sticking with me. If I'd have known it was going to be this long, I wouldn't have started the video that early, but I had no idea it was already strapped down. I thought they was ready to make some noise. They're getting it. They're doing something with the hookups and getting closer. Oh, they're probably doing something with the O2 hookups on the bottom. That's what they're doing, I bet. I appreciate you sticking with me this long. I had no idea. They're checking everything out on the back of the dyno. What are you doing, E? Pulling the motor out? What are you doing? Pulling the motor out?
Yeah.
I do apologize again. Had no idea. I think my heart's racing about 100 miles a minute. What are y'all thinking? How much power you think it's going to make? There's never no telling with stuff like this. You never know.
When we start doing the pulls, we'll stay like that.
Okay, I'm getting out of the way.
Well, we got it. The first thing you gotta do is just calibrate it,
Yeah,
and then I'll give you thumbs up when you start doing it.
make some noise. He was telling me to stay the hell out of the way, and what they're going to do is when they first crank it up, they got to calibrate it. All kind of weird stuff. I hear all kind of weird noises now. Uh-oh, I think we're gonna make some noise. Oh, she's rolling now. Looks like he's spraying some sticky stuff on it. Been a long time coming, over a year. Yeah, sticky stuff. I can smell it. It smells like DHT. Well, that was loud.
There's another screen. It's easier to see over here.
What did it make? $964. Woo! 964 at 894 pound-feet of torque. That's not bad. What do you think, E?
Not bad.
That's no slouch, is it?
And that's only a 3.0 upper too.
That's more than a Demon 170 makes right there.
Yeah.
They only I watched a video this morning. They made 930 to the wheel.
Really?
Yep.
On ethanol.
Yep. On E85. Woo! That's not even a final tune.
It's on. That was 19.5 degrees of timing. It's good. It's clean.
That's almost 1,000 horsepower on a mild tune. We getting there, buddy. That's awesome.
You happy?
Oh yeah,
Really?
tickled to death.
I can imagine the 2.7 pulley. 2.75?
That's 1,050 probably.
This was
Well, guys, that's with a not even the smallest pulley, and I'm tickled to death. You heard it. Woo! That's with a street tune with not even the final tune. That's just a street tune. That's a mild tune. You've seen it on the machine. Oh my gosh. I think I've built a monster. 964 at 6,200 with almost 900 pound-feet of torque. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say. I'm tickled to death. This is just a street tune. Look at the lines, how steady they are. Wow.
19.4 pounds.
That's only 19 pounds of boost. This thing's capable of what? It's capable of a 2,100 of 21 pounds of boost. Easy.
I think it's like 23, 24.
23, 24 pounds of
Something like
boost. We haven't even touched the max boost of this blower. I'm not even in the ballpark. Woo! Guys, we have a monster here. I am so tickled. Guys, please subscribe, like, and share. Help me get to 1,000. It don't cost you anything. I'm gonna sign out. Well, I've already been too long-winded. Thanks everybody. Later.